Cosha, we here. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I reached out a month ago. You were kind of floating over the blogs a little bit. You do this thing where you go on live and you do these readings. And I reached out to you. I was blown away by the stuff I saw because you would predict things and then it would come true.
Yeah.
Um, so let's talk about that a little bit. Like, where are you
I'm
from?
from the Bay Area, born and raised. And I tapped into my psychic ability when I was 19 years old. The way I tapped into it was um, I was raised, my dad raised me from birth. I'm named after him, actually. And when I was 19, my mom bought my first car. And I took my uncle with me to buy the car, and I didn't take my dad. And he was really upset, like yelling at me. He can't believe I didn't take my father to buy my first car. And in the midst of the argument, he was in my face yelling, like nose to nose. And I heard a spirit tell me, like, he not your dad. He's not your dad. And after that, I would ask my parents, like, well, what's up with me? Why I look different? Why am I different from everyone? Someone told me he not my dad. And at first, my parents was like, you're tripping. That's your father. And I kept digging deeper to figure out, like, I'm different. I don't look like my siblings. I'm not built like them. I'm totally different from my family. Um, and they finally came to me and they told me, like, yeah, he's not your dad. Your real dad's, he crossed over. So I never got to meet him. And then, I wanted to, like, I was yearning to meet him really, really bad. And then he would start to come to me in my dreams, but I never seen him. I never heard him. So when I would tell my mom, like, well, someone's coming to my dreams, and she told me, well, that's your dad. And I could never hear him because I don't know what he sound like. So I started digging deeper and deeper. And then the spirit room just opened up to me fully, and I could hear spirit, I could see spirit. I get messages, I get dreams, and after that, I started to build a relationship with my dad in the spirit room. And then he started bringing people to me, introducing me to people in the spirit room. The first person major that he ever brought to me was Notorious B.I.G. And he would talk to me, like Notorious B.I.G. would tell me, like, you need to understand, like, your dad's working a lot for you in the spirit room. He's opening up a lot of doors for you. And I never understood, like, what you mean he opening up doors for me? And Notorious B.I.G. would tell me, like, you're going to be somebody. You're going to change the world. You're going to be the one who helped me out of here. And I never understood, like, what you mean help you out of there? So I kept digging deeper and deeper. And then spirit will, like, send me messages and signs and angel numbers and feathers. And it just kept going and going. And now so many spirits come to me for help, living and those on the other side.
Okay, now let's go back. So you said that your stepdad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all were gonna go buy a car
Yes.
and y'all got in an argument.
Yes, correct.
And that's when you realized, like, yo, like this is not my dad.
Yeah. Someone told me in my ear, a man voice had told me he's not your dad.
Okay. And you start having dreams after that.
Correct.
And one of your first dreams was your dad, your real dad.
Yeah. My first dream ever was my real dad. He came to me and it was a glass window between us, so I couldn't touch him and I couldn't hear him. And I figured it's probably because I never seen him and I don't know what he looked like. And then I eventually received a picture of him and I put two and two together, like, oh, that's my dad who coming to me. Okay, he's coming to me, but I could never hear him. I could never touch him. So then I started to research, like, why and why am I having these dreams? Where am I astro traveling to? And then it just kept going and going.
Okay. And then shortly after that, Biggie was in your dream.
Yes. And then
What
Prince.
was that like?
Well, I was actually researching my Akashic records to figure out, about my bloodline and my ancestors. And I started researching the Akashic records, and then I finally learned how to astro travel to the Akashic records. So I finally made it. I was actually walking down a dark hall, and I made it to a doorway, and actually SWV was on the outside of the door. They were still in their physical form, and they told me like someone's waiting for you. We're gonna go inside and figure out who waiting for you. They came back and they told me you could go inside. So I went inside and I turned around and the door vanished. And I remember looking around and I seen pictures of celebrities like Angela Bassett and a few others that their pictures were hanging on the walls. And I remember I kept walking, I kept looking around, and I actually seen Prince, and he told me to come here, and he was telling me like, "You're really different. You're different, just like me. You're gonna change the world. I changed the world." But they started to judge me because I was androgynous. He kept saying like, "It's not my fault. I was androgynous," and he kept saying like, "You're gonna change the world one day. You're really powerful." And then Notorious B.I.G walked up to me, and he was like, "Everybody, this is what I've been telling y'all about. This who I talk about." And he came up to me and he hugged me and he was like, "Niece, what's up, niece?" And it was really him. Like, it was so crazy. And when he hugged me, I actually was like drowning in his armpit because he was like so much bigger than me. And he was telling me like, you gonna set a lot of souls free, like you're gonna help me out. You really gonna change the world. You really are a powerful soul. Your dad is really doing a lot of work for you in the spirit realm. No, you can't see him, but just know he putting in a lot of work for you. And I woke up, I wrote it down in my dream journal. And after that, like so many celebrities started coming to me, and I'm here now. Like,
Yeah. How long ago was that dream?
I would say that dream was about 5 years ago.
Okay, so this was pretty recent.
hmm
Okay, now when you tell people these things, I can only imagine at the beginning, a lot of people didn't believe you.
No, no one believed me at first.
When did it take for people to realize, like, yo, she really on some shit? Like, she's for real.
Well, I opened up my own business. My business name is Good Intent. And I started doing readings for people around the world. And people would come back to me and let me know like everything you said is true. You told me about the baby, who I'm gonna have it by, the date, everything, and they would keep coming to me and telling me like everything you said is true, even the future events. And I built a business from zero up to a really nice platform for myself. And after that, I started doing readings for my family and my friends and people in my neighborhood. At first, I would do readings for people across the world, Africa, and a lot of people in Chicago and just all across the world. And now
Yeah,
everyone believes me.
yeah. Are you ever wrong? Like, do you ever have readings that they're not accurate over time?
I haven't had one reading where I was completely wrong. They want their money back. Never.
Mm, man, that's insane. So how has this impacted your life?
Well, I would say it lets me know that I was never weird. I was always gifted. Growing up, I never understood why I couldn't go around like big crowds of people because I would take on everybody energy and I would know how you feel. And I would look at people like, "Oh, you sick." I would tell people why they sick. And I couldn't go around like too many people because I would take on everybody's energy and I would shut down and start to feel sick. So now I know who I am. Now I know why I am the way I am. Now I know I'm gifted. So it really just impacted me to let me know to gain my awareness of my soul, of who I am and my life mission. A lot of people don't know why they're here on earth, and I know why I'm
Yeah.
here.
So do you feel like everybody's has that gift that you have? They just have to open up into a different, I guess, realm um or do you feel like you're one of the few on this earth that was selected to have the powers that you have?
I would say that everyone has the ability to open up their third eye, but not everyone is psychic, no. And there are
Okay.
7 major psychic abilities. I have 6. It's not too many people who has 6 psychic abilities. Most people only have one, like a mediumship. And I have 6 of the major psychic abilities, so I know that I'm chosen.
Miss Cleo, right? Because she's like the big mainstream psychic
Mhm.
that everybody would know about. Would she have 7, or was that kind of like a gimmick?
Well, I don't wanna really speak on her because she's now crossed over. She might end up coming to me after this, but the only thing I could say about Miss Cleo is she didn't have a pure soul. She
She
wasn't,
didn't have a pure soul.
no, she wasn't pure hearted because pure hearted people don't steal from the community.
Okay.
And it's not too many people on earth who has a pure heart. It's only a selective few who has a pure heart.
Yeah. Now, a lot of people don't want to know their future. I know you talk about, like I said earlier, you're on IG Live and you're speaking on things that are going to happen, but a lot of people don't want to know what's going to happen to them. Some people just want to live their life, but you on the other hand, bad things are going to happen to people way beforehand, and then they're tripping out. They can't enjoy their life. Every second they're thinking on when is it going to happen. Do you ever think about, maybe you shouldn't tell people about themselves because they don't want to have to think about that every second?
Well, my customers, I don't do readings on people without their permission. Now, when I do go to platforms and I do readings on celebrities, I don't really go in too deep. I would never go in too deep and let people know exactly everything, but I will go to my platform and let people know, like, you're lying. You lying, and but I try not to go too deep into people's personal life. The most recent live I did, I wouldn't say I got really personal. I just, let the world know who's lying, who's telling the truth. Because I feel like it's a lot of people, they're pure hearted, and the people who tell the truth tend to get washed away. And I feel like those who have good hearts and the truth tellers, the world needs to know. So I'm gonna tell the truth. Now, is it my place? It's probably not my place, but I'm gonna use my gift and I'm gonna do it. That's what
Yeah,
I'm called to do.
yeah. You comment on Say Cheese a lot. Our fan base, our audience is African American young males. A lot of them are, they're from low income neighborhoods. So, a lot of these kids that are going to watch this interview, they don't have the third eye that you spoke on. They're going to look at this and think that you are another Miss Cleo, or you know how these young kids, what they're going to think when they watch this interview. They're not going to believe, the things that you're telling me right now. What do you have to tell the viewers who are watching this interview that think that, you're just coming up with this new finesse or whatever?
Well, I came from a Section 8 home, born and raised on Section 8. Welfare, EBT, food stamps. I came from it all. I know what it's like to come from, the struggle. I never been on an airplane before, nothing. So, what I would say to them is like, it's real. I work for someone every day. I decided I'm not doing it no more. So I manifested in my bedroom $30,000. That's the first time I knew, like, oh, this is real. So it's not really about like I'm lying or I don't believe her. It's like, do you believe in yourself? Because I'm just trying to tell you and give you the opportunity to take the steps to manifest. I like to help people. You don't even know why you're here. So that's what I would really tell your community. Like, most of them don't even know why they on earth. You don't even know your life mission, your life purpose. You don't know why you stuck. You don't know why you stagnated. You don't know any of that. And I just want people to know, like, it's real. I relate. I rather work with people in poverty than people who aren't in poverty because I am from poverty, like born and raised. It's
Yeah,
real.
yeah. And why I ask that is because when people don't have nothing to look forward to, they think everything's a lie.
Hmm.
A lot of the artists that follow this channel, this platform, a lot of the people who are on Say Cheese all day, they're negative. You read the comments, you
Hmm.
see what these people are really negative people. So, not I'm not saying because they're from poverty that they're not going to believe you, but I think that they have nothing to look forward to and they think everything is a scam, everything is a lie.
And I feel like if you don't give yourself the opportunity to try something new, you're going to always be stuck. So, everyone in them comments, y'all bound to stay stuck because y'all afraid to take that leap of faith. You guys are afraid to take the opportunity on a new road. But if I was someone else, and I had blingage and I had jewelry and I had whips and I had money and all, y'all would believe me. But I came from where you came from. I came from Section 8. can't, I'm waiting for a Section 8 voucher. I'm still at my mama
Hmm.
house. Like, I know what it's like to come from poverty. And I didn't know what, a psychic was until I realized I am a psychic. And I help a lot of people. So if you choose to be negative, you're probably going to stay there for the remainder of your life. But you could take that road and you could try something new.